Today I'm out here scouting another different piece of public. Never been on it before. It's in the vicinity of a creek and a bunch of like lowland swamp. What I like to, look for when you're dealing with water is these little areas where you get pinches. Right behind me, this is just a separate little pond, and then the creek is behind the camera. On the satellite image, it looks like this little gap of woods that's dryers, probably only about 100 yards wide. And right here where I'm standing, I got this little trail coming through here. I got another one coming here that you can see pretty good in the leaves. No super highways, but I mean, there's buck sign around too. Yeah, that's an older rub. There were a few other small ones behind me when I was first coming in to this area. This looks like a scrape. And I see another one up here. You can see where that trail's going through that way. Oh yeah. I got that all dished out there on the ground. They've been working that for quite a few years. Looks like a maple. Beech are real popular scraping trees too. But yeah, you got this little bottleneck coming down, kind of pinched between the swamp and that pond. And as I'm doing this, apparently I'm not the only one who thought this was a good spot. It's kind of frowned upon. You're supposed to have your stuff out of the woods. But apparently he wanted to leave his climber out here. Whatever. So, the trials and tribulations of trying to hunt public land closer towards where a bunch of people live, but whatever. I'm out walking, having a good time, scouting. See if we can turn up some big rubs. Maybe a couple swamp donkeys coming out of here. Well, that guy with that climber is probably 150 yards that way. Probably should have brought my knee-high boots, but see if we can island hop. See if any guys from the hunting beast are down in here. So, I'm in pretty far. Not far, but well over 100 yards now. It was kind of passing through a lot of blah, small tamaracks. Really didn't see any buck rubs, but I'm starting to hit some decent trails now. And I was looking up and seeing these maple and oak tops. And we're going further into the swamp, so maybe there's some slight high ground back here. Could be pretty promising if you had an acorn crop and somehow managed to get in here somewhat quietly. But I just want to see evidence of that decent ones down in here. Now, right about as it was getting good back there, I came across where a guy hauled in a chainsaw, cut a bunch of deadfall down to make a natural ground blind. But I don't know, I'm about 100 yards from him again now. heading closer to the water. It's getting pretty wet, but then you get these islands right here. And it's kind of shaped out like a deer was bedding there. There's a couple other bigger trees, like that big white pine right there, that I'm sure there's going to be a spot where one's bedded down before. I mean, you can see in the grass where deer have walked in the past, and you find some droppings here and there, but it's not like there's like super beat down highways. So yeah, you can see where one would lay down right there, probably in here, probably at my feet. Just gotta keep looking. Now, I'm kind of at a pinch point where you go from tamarack, red brush, cattail, bula. There's your creek. And then here's another little point. And I can see that it's got oaks. You would think, alright, this is the shortest amount of distance between kind of that red brush stuff. And then there'd be a trail crossing it here, but I'm not really seeing anything. Maybe because it's too soft? I don't know. Weird. Note to self, don't ever anticipate hunting where you come into a bedding area expecting to find a bunch of buck rubs. Here's some of the logs that I think that guy used to make his deer blind. But then you have a fire, and the creek is right there. I would say the pressure's pretty high here. So basically the takeaway from this creek bottom swamp scouting session, walkabout, whatever you want to call it. If you're trying to hunt by populated areas, and you're trying to map scout and look for different terrain features, you gotta remember you're not the only one looking at those spots. As you can see over my shoulder, looks like an old, probably say a river's edge tree stand. Straps growing into the tree. Guy was a dink and used screw-in steps, which are illegal on public land as well. So it just makes me upset when people are just not playing by the rules, just trashing public. I mean, you go driving by some of these 2 tracks and you see where a bunch of people dump trash on the side of the road. It's like, come on, man, you're just ruining it for everybody else, trashing the place. Just don't be a slob. That's it. Whether you're a fisherman, a hunter, hiker, biker, just keep your trash out of the woods. I mean, it only takes a few of us to ruin opportunities for the rest of us, or put a black eye on us as hunters. So I'm gonna start making my way back to the vehicle, see if I do turn up any decent sign. I haven't really even seen any decent buck rubs in here, even down in the nastiest stuff. But if you got guys like this guy and the guy that made that ground blind over there with the chainsaw and stuff, I mean, when you're thinking like, yeah, nobody else is crazy enough to get down in the swamp, you're gonna go over your knee boots and stuff trying to get here, there is somebody getting in here. I mean, that's just the name of the game on public. So onward. Probably not a good idea to be deer hunting when you're finding old liquor bottles out there too. Bring that home. Pick up after some slob. Come on now. We can all do better than that. If you do anything outside this spring, especially in Michigan, whether you're trout fishing, mushroom hunting, turkey hunting, hiking, biking, camping, whatever, make sure you are checking yourself for ticks or treating your pants and clothes with permethrin, because the amount of ticks I have had the last 2 scouting trips, I mean, I'm not joking. I think I brushed off like 100 ticks. Probably the second highest I've ever done in a single walk or scouting, maybe 10. Granted, I'm in a different parcel than I've ever been, so maybe that's it. Maybe there's more here. I don't know. But be careful. Make sure you're checking yourself. You don't want to be getting bit by a tick and end up with Lyme. It's no fun. So be safe out there.